do whatever it takes to make sure they're locked into that Final Four.
Well, we had a lot of upset drivers and a lot of bent fenders last week after Pocono, don't you know, with the new drivers coming in, the Killswitch, running the playoff drivers. A lot of them weren't too happy after last week, but that's not going to ease their trouble anymore because we're at a short track. So, more fenders is going to get bent and a lot more people are going to be pissed off before this one's over with.
Oh, yes, indeed. And playoff implications are already becoming. And even starts with Bilski and Frank unable to make the race. With that being said, that puts Jinx and Hellcat in the catbird seat unless Roadhogger or Collins can pull away with the victory tonight.
Yeah, Roadhogger's got a good shot at it tonight. He's always run good at Phoenix. Hellcat, he's one of them new guys, so don't really know what he's capable of just yet until they drop the rag. So he's always kind of been one of those drivers you got to keep your eye on. And Jinx, you know him better than anybody, so do I. When there's a title spot on the line, he's wanting it. So we're going to see how that works out for him. Yeah, it's pretty chaotic whenever you come here. Anytime you got the hills in the background, you got a Rattlesnake Hill back there, but who's going to get bit? That's going to be the main one. So we're going to see who gets the tire blowed out here. And unfortunately, we have a lot of trouble here the past few weeks with the servers. So hopefully everything works out.
All right, where you are?
Hopefully we can get in and get this over with.
This week. And after this race, you'll know who's in the Final Four.
Yep, qualifying's already done.
Off. Oh, and it looks like a lag is already happening here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yes. Lagging.
Looks like we're going to have to start a new room and go ahead and see if we can re-rack these guys and do a pace lap for the first lap.
Yeah, I kind of knew that was going to happen. We sat there for a minute.
Well, the qualifying room didn't look that much better neither, in the same sense from the broadcast booth whenever I was doing it earlier, so I'm not really too shocked. By the way, man, whenever I looked at the party chat, whenever you know how you go up there where it says join, it was saying, it had a picture of NASCAR Heat 4 up. Being dead serious. Like, I don't know. Sniper's got the lead, but 4x4 is right there to try to hungry on the challenge. As you got a battle for fourth right now between Slinkin and it looks like the number 77 of Hellcat. And don't look now, but 4x4 and the one of Sniper's about to be side by side. As they thought better of it and singled out before they made it to the corner, but the guys from second on or third on back, they are still battling it out. Throw them under a blanket.
Yes, for sure. That's 77 and 9 side by side still after 3 laps. And here comes the 7 trying to poke his nose in there to make it 3 wide.
As they fan out, coming through this dog leg right here, going off into turn number 1. It looks like Sniper's going to go ahead and pull away with the race lead while others are scattered out throughout the field. Still double wide as they singled out going out towards turn 3.
Yes, and on board with the 24 here, watching his line. He's got to run under Sniper with the 9's help. Can he make it work? Oh, no. Sniper closes the door. Upsets 24 a little bit, but he's able to gather it still and maintain that second position with the 9 closing in on his bumper.
Yeah, that was a slight bit of contact right there before they entered that corner, as you would expect out of two championship drivers that's going for this Texas spot here for the Final Four. They're already locked in, so they want some more bragging rights before they head off. Oh, as Sniper hits the wall head on for some reason. I don't know if that was a lag or what, but there is a calamity corner with big carnage.
Yes, I think with the lag on our end, it looked like a lag, but I think the Sniper got loose on the 8th and there, slid backwards up into the wall. Left is half the crew there. Unfortunately, break there for Sniper. He's going to have a lot of damage on his car.
It looks like Schlinken has quit, retired from the event, and along with the 22 and the 23 of Collins are all in the pits.
Oh.
Along with also another driver that just added to the list. It looked like the 88 of Roadhogger, as well as closed the doors on the hauler. I don't know if there's a lag going on or if they're trying to back out to restart this, but I don't know. We're about to have to see.
Yeah, they're re-racking the room. They have to do.
I figured. Yep. Yeah, we're going to have to restart this whole deal here because drivers are not going to be able to run in here. Sorry for the technical difficulties for you guys at home there trying to watch this and enjoy it. It's just like we said before, and we'll say it again, we ain't had really the best luck with NASCAR Heat 5 as far as the running of it. It's been no secret on how the servers have been reacting, so hopefully y'all can bear with us and enjoy the event tonight. That was just a little warm-up for me and you on the practice on the call, and it looked like we were doing pretty good there.
Oh, yeah, we're doing... if you can't tell, NASCAR is definitely where I'll excel as a broadcaster.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not really too familiar with their terms and stuff, but NASCAR, I watch plenty of that. I can make it flow based off what you finished with.
Yeah, speaking of that, we got another series as well, too, man, that you've been, we're supposed to make the startup, but fortunately, circumstances didn't play out, and that's that new GR3 series, man. If any of you fans have been out there watching or keeping an eye on the Facebook page, seen all the action shots and all the pictures from that night, and if it's a bar burner for sure, you had a lot of drivers upset at the end because it was the inaugural event, and one happy guy because he was in victory lane. That was FD Slayer. That'll be next Tuesday. We're going to Red Bull Ring, the short course, so hopefully everybody can tune in and check that out as well.
Yeah, I'm hopeful to be able to make that one, I hope. But if not, it still will be very entertaining on the track.
Yeah, we still ain't. I kind of set a broadcast out there for everybody if y'all haven't seen the race. There's no commentary with it right now because me and two guys are going to be trying throughout the season to record these races and go back and watch them and call them for you guys at home. So, but I did put out a broadcast for the whole event. It just doesn't have any commentary.
And yeah, we'll get it going here soon. We'll be a couple weeks behind the actual race dates, but that's still fine.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of weather here in Florida right now, man. I hope I don't lose my internet. It's been lightning and crazy outside. It looks kind of wicked out there. It's got orange and purple in the sky. No clouds. Alright, let's see if we can get back into action. You suck. I'm kidding. Why ain't you racing tonight? What the heck's going on?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I just like the booze, man.
Yeah, uh-huh. Everybody in here and in the chat knows that's not true. Yeah, that was a crazy race today, too, man. It was nice to see him back at Indianapolis. And your boy shot himself in the foot early on, so pretty sure you're upset about that one. Then on top of that,
yeah, he did.
My guy got waylaid by the SHR boys.
He rallied back for a 4th place, though, so.
Yeah, you got lucky there. Mine was on the hook, so.
Oh yeah.
As it
That's
looks
what you
like
get with
they're
these new
green.
cars, the aggressiveness.
Yeah, but like a lot of drivers say, whenever you get caught up with the squirrels, it don't matter how fast or how different your car is. When you got a guy that ain't got no brain out there, it kind of it don't help nobody. As we're back on the green, and it looks like the 9 of Schlinken's out front. Got Jinx in second, followed by Sniper in third, and 4x4 rounding out fourth, along with Hellcat in the 77 rounding out your top 5. The green flag is in the air, and we are absolutely enjoying this race here. It looks like everybody's kind of minding their manners right now and trying to find their way around this 1 mile track. You know, he jumped in that ride of yours that you ran all season this year, and he's making it look mighty good, man. You nervous about losing your 9?
Oh no, I might lose it, man. He's making it look real nice out there right now.
Yeah, you got Sniper in that number 1 Monster Chevrolet, formerly known as Kurt Busch's paint scheme, and now retired driver, unfortunately, out of the Cup Series. But Sniper's making it look good tonight with Jinx in third. There's your playoff guys up there. They're fighting and digging. Boy, this is going to be hard to understand at the end of the event. Hopefully everybody figures out. So it looks like there's a problem with the 24 car. 4x4. Something's amiss with that race car. What dropped from all the way, it looked like from 4th position to the tail end of the field.
Yeah, that's surprising there. There in that last race, he was right up there from the get-go, and seeing him slip up there is kind of worrying if I was him.
Who knows? He might be back there with a strategy call to kind of save fuel or kind of get out of the way until he can figure out the handling of his race car. Got old Chevy Noah returning to Killswitch's Cup Series as well. Got him in that number 8 as he's battling Rowe back there for the final spot. Now we're going to go back up towards the front, and it looks like the only battle that we have up there is between the 77 of Hellcat and the 22 of Jinx for a moment. They get side by side again, heading through the dog leg as they go off into turn number 3.
Yeah, we might not see too much aggressive driving tonight out of these 4 playoff drivers that's in. Because like I said, it's a Sunday drive for them. Now you will see aggression ramp up if you see Roadhogger or Collins start inching their way to the front.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, because you know that you're possibly going to be bumped out if that guy wins. So you don't want to think you're safe and something like that happens. So that could be quite devastating to a driver.
Yeah, and on more with Schlink here, he is running away with it. With Sniper, I'm not going to say running away. Sniper is holding on back there. They're swapping lap times. It looks like they're about even, but the rest of the field, most of them are pulling on. The fight for third, I believe, is between Jinx and Death.
Yeah, oh, that's Death before Dishonor in that number 77. Excuse me, I thought it was Hellcat.
Look behind there, you got Collins. Hey, we were talking about one of these guys in the must-win situation, sitting there in 5th right now, looking good early.
Yeah, he didn't look too good in qualifying, but it looks like they've turned around. He's got decent race pace, and we'll see how he stacks up against the rest of the competition. Because they really need a pit stop here soon. A lot of the drivers are realizing their cars are not as good as what the front runners are.
Oh, as we see there with the battle with third, Death coming off 2 there, got super loose. 5% loose.
Yep, this is probably the point in the run where, you know, you guys kind of take care of your tires here at Phoenix. Phoenix is one of those places the right front will get ate up pretty easy if you're tight, and if you're really loose, the right rear will go away pretty quick as well. So If either one of those problems happen, normally they continue to happen throughout the course of the run and get worse. And also, how do you normally get through a run like that? If you have a car, animal handling race car, you know it's not quite driving just right, do you just adapt to the way the race car is, or do you try to do a different line? I mean, is there any kind of way you can kind of aid that?
Sorry about that, I was going with my kid.
You're good.
I do a lot of my, you know, adaptation is throttle control is how I'll deal with adapting. You know, you may have to give it more gas, you know, through there, or less gas, depending on the situation, if the leads are tight, you know. And this track is tricky, especially as you move into a run. Sometimes the tires will go, the fall off rate, I'm going to say by laps, usually it's 2, 5, about 9 and 12 to 15. And then sometimes it's even quicker than that. It's just all about the pace at the beginning. If you run fast at the beginning, you're going to wear everything off for the end of the run.
Well, you got one guy that's fired in his first shot down pit road, and that's going to be our last playoff contender in the 8th spot as far as points, and that's Roadhogger. Just went in and got him 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles to filter up with Sunoco racing fuel. And that Valvoline number 88 looks like he's going to be set to run. I don't know how many laps is in this stage. Maybe you might have to make one more stop. I'm not exactly sure. So if that's the only stop, he might be good to go to the end.
Yeah, I'm still on board here. Collins has gotten around Jinx here, and so is Death. Death has pulled away from the group, but Collins has now worked his way up to 4th.
Well, Schlinken is about to have his hands full because he's coming up on that car that I talked about that was pitted a while ago. And I'm pretty certain that if Roadhogger, or if he gets the Roadhogger's not going to give it up without a fight. So, Schlinken might have some trouble on his hands as Sniper's not really that far, he's kind of far back, but he's still lurking right there if the 9 makes a mistake. .22 Jinx with Collins back there like you were talking about earlier. Looks like they're having a race amongst themselves right there.
Yes, this pit road's starting to pick up pace. We got 4x4 coming down now. Death is already in.
24 Exalted Chevrolet is in along with the number 77, like you said, of the out.
Your race leader comes down pit road, followed by Hellcat in the 7, also down pit road. That leaves Jinx in the lead, Collins 2nd, Chevy 3rd. There's only 3 cars left that has not went down and started to stop yet.
Yeah, it looks like the 22, the 23 and the 8 have not come in just yet, so them are your race leaders for right this moment until they decide to hit pit road. You can lose a lot of time by doing this, so how long do you stay out here? Because those guys out there on new tires are gaining a lot of ground. Do you want to stay out kind of long enough that way? Because if you just come down and put on tires right away, your advantage is not going to be big. So if you go ahead and let them guys run a few laps while you're out front, and plus a lot cleaner air, a lot of times you can kind of gain on them depending on when you take your tires after them.
Yeah, for sure here. And we're on board with the 9 as they take off out of the pit road here. And man, he's looking fast. As long as there ain't no fluke caution here and these other 3 cars go down pit road and make their stop, he's going to cycle around with this.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see where this puts the 88. As we said earlier on, when he was one of the first ones after these to come in. Now that the 8 and the 23 are in, I want to see kind of where he blends in, because that'll kind of tell us whether that move really worked out for him.
Yeah, sure. Right now, I believe he's behind the 9 by about 6 seconds, around about. And Yeah, it could have very well put him in position to at least be up to PS4.
Yeah, that's not too bad coming from dead last to fourth on a pit cycle. So
He's actually looking like he's holding his own. Maybe he's about pretty close to where Sniper was before these pit stops started cycling. I'm not sure
well,
where Sniper went. I don't know if he got busted for speeding on pit road or what, but
he's about to pass the 8, and he's right on the door to 1. So he's right with the 1 car, and them were your race leaders earlier on. So he's sitting there battling for second. That's going to put him in prime position.
yes, indeed. And I'm assuming there's probably about 10 to 12 to go left here in this stage 1. These laps are winding down pretty quickly here, and I believe it's 35 for stage 1. And I know we're well off into 20 laps into this stage or more.
Yeah, a fuel run here, you're probably looking at 15 to 16 laps on a tank and a set of tires. So, depending on how the Times wear is, I believe it's at 3. So if that's the case, probably about 20 to 25 laps maybe on a tank and tires. Yeah, and it looks like Schlink has got a pretty healthy lead if he is the race leader. He's got the front straightaway all to himself. As it looks like, I believe Sniper pulled ahead of the 88, so put Sniper in second back again. And looks like, oh, we got a car around. Chevy Noah is spun around and hit, or at least it was lagging. He was getting on pit road. Excuse me for that. Looked like he had an issue, either spun out and hit the inside wall, or something went on crazy with the broadcast. I'm not exactly sure. As it looks like road is still dropping like a rock after that pit stop, and this is what I was talking about too good, you know. Whenever you pit too early, you can pit too early, and those guys, once they get fresh tires, the advantage kind of goes away for you, and they gain more time than what you did whenever you came in and went out.
Yeah, I agree, and this is definitely one of them tracks that you don't want to do that at. You want to stay with what the leader cycle is, because this track is considered one of them tracks that's a cheese grater, as they call it. And you know, the longer you're out there, you know, I think he came in 6 laps before these other guys. That's a huge difference when it comes to these tires.
Oh yeah, especially at Phoenix. Phoenix is one of those tracks that ain't got a lot of banking, as you can see, except for like 1 and 2. 3 and 4 is where it really chews them up, or the old 3 and 4, excuse me. And now 1 and 2 is where you really chew the tires up, because it's so flat, and you're trying to get on the gas, and the corner's so wide that you kind of have to let out of it. And if you stab it too early, you can spin them rears or slide the fronts, and you do either, you're going to damage your tires.
Yep, and it still was beneficial for road. He is up to 5th right now. So that strategy so far has been successful. Even though he has dropped like a rock, he's got about 5 seconds on the next position. If he can hold it off to the end of the stage here, that was a good move.
Well, that put him in a lot better spot track position for the end of this stage, coming from dead last to 5th now. That's actually pretty good for him. So that'll set him up pretty good for track position wise. The only thing I have a problem with, though, is whenever they come back down pit road, he's going to have to take more fuel than the rest. So that could play in a factor on pit road as well when he gets out.
Yeah, for sure. And he's not leaving these guys. He's not dropping like I thought he would. He's holding on to these 4th and 3rd place car right here. Maybe he can still get something on him and try to make up some of this point deficit that he's in.
Yeah, he was up there in 1 and 2 in the Harry Gant groove up there. You could tell he's sitting there fighting them race cars along with 77 and the and 4x4 and 24. Well, we're going to go ahead and turn our mics off for just a split second, give us a break, and go ahead and give you a good old Sunday night, hit the kill switch, let you hear these sights and sounds of these race cars. As we're closing up on the end of the stage here, who do you think is going to be the limelight driver coming out of this one?
Well, so far it looks like Slink's gonna be the dominant guy.
I think Schlinken just won it.
Yep, that'll stay there as Slink comes off first. Sniper's second, and 4x4 hits the wall before he crosses the finish line. Death is in third. Roadhogger comes across in fourth with a big point there for him. Fifth would be, I believe, Collins got fifth. Or no, 4x4 got fifth. Sixth was Collins. Seventh was Jinx.
Yep, and Jinx, or 4x4, as you were talking about, hitting the wall. That car is torn up a good bit there.
It's looking like Hellcat may have lagged out of this race. And if that's the case, that puts Roadhogger and Collins in a points battle for that final position.
How much was the points gap between them two whenever they first came in here?
It was 27.
Well,
which is it's doable.
Yeah, but not with Collins finishing dead behind you. It's not. That's only a 1 point gain.
Yeah, but Roadhogger just got a fourth place finish right there. That was huge for Road.
As we came through the Geico restart zone, they are back under fire, and it looks like Schlinken has got the advantage coming off of turn number 2, followed by Sniper in second, and then third is Death Before Dishonor with on the outside Roadhogger coming out of 2, or coming out of 3, excuse me. It's looking like they're finally fanning out. Back there as your two top runners from earlier on in stage 1. Looks like they are still holding steady in the lead. And nobody's really up there for the challenge as they made contact back there to 22. Something was amiss there. It looked like somebody slipped up a tire and got to the 22. Just a slight bit. He was able to save it and catch it.
And speaking of the two guys that are essentially battling for that last place position, the 88 and the 23.
As he battles hard on the outside and took it from him. Does he have enough to get up there and get for the challenge on the 77? We will see.
Yeah, I've noticed here the 23, that car does not have a short run car, but man, does he have a long run.
Well, if you know, this race really does have a long green flag run feel to it, and you know, anytime you come to Phoenix, normally that happens. Normally the only way a caution comes out is either on a restart or somebody blows a tire and hits the outside safer barrier from running too long. So we'll see how well that plays into it. As it looks like the 77 is finally starting to inch up on the number 1 of Sniper, and this is about the closest I've seen another car to these two. all race long, really, besides pit stops. So we're going to have to see how this works as Jink takes the spot away from Roadhogger back there. Further back. And Collins is in a mess as well back there with 4x4 as they battle it out side by side.
Yeah, and it looks like 4x4 gets the better of Collins there in that turn.
Yeah, Road is desperately going to try his best to separate himself on this next stop. They all pitted, obviously, I would assume all took 4 fresh Goodyear tires and filled them up with Sunoco Racing fuel. So we're going to see how this run plays out with these guys. And usually, you know, Too Good, this is about the point in the race where everybody was able to make a couple adjustments, had a couple of pit stops under their belt. So everybody's race cars is starting to catch up to the competition that's out front that's already got kind of figured out. And that's another thing, is keeping up with this racetrack and trying your best not to adjust yourself out of it by trying to get too much out of it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you don't see the 9 running away with it right off the bat here.
No, and there's no telling what he did to his race car in the pits. He might have felt something that was a little off, so he was trying to adjust the head of it, and it could have be biting him right now, as it looks like Sniper is still trying to get up there for the challenge, but it looks like Def's going to give him a little bit of a challenge here in just a second.
Yeah, I was about to say, that 77 car looks like he's found something. He's starting to gain ground on these 2 leaders.
Yeah, Def's a heck of a driver, man. He's been here all season long, and he's been right in the thick of every race. So when you get a guy like that's consistent, and he's always what I like to call a grinder. You never really see him up there early on, but the longer the race runs, the closer to the front he gets, and before you ever realize he's there, he's already in the lead.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'll be right back.
All right. Oh, Collins almost came off of turn 2 and almost smacked the inside save for Bear. Saved that race car off the corner. He's looked like he's filing loose condition coming off the corner. Same with Jinx. He got a little bit sideways coming off of turn number 3 and coming out 4. Looks like 1 and 2, excuse me. I'll get these corners right eventually. As a side-by-side battle again, as these boys is racing hard. Road knows that 23 is coming. The guy he's battling for his points position. And this is a race we're going to keep our eyes on all race long, because this is going to be the difference between who makes the Final Four and who doesn't. And it's always pretty ironic whenever you get these guys up here that battle for the points. They normally always race each other and normally get on top of each other, so it's pretty neat. As it looks like we got a battle for second here. The guy we were talking about, Depp, before Dishonor, that number 77 Advent Help car, excuse me. Advent Help is on board with him as he dives low down in the dogleg, trying to get side by side with the number 1 Monster Energy Chevrolet of Sniper. Coming off a turn. Ooh, Sniper got really close to the outside wall. Along with Def. Sniper starting to pick up the pace, knowing that he has a car on his back door trying to hunger for the challenge. And that's an aggravating thing right there, man. Whenever you think you got a car and you're gaining on him. Oh, it looked like the 24 got loose off the exit of turn 2. And Road got in the outside wall entering turn 3. I don't know if that's what happened between the 24 and it's the reason why he got loose, but looks like the 44 and the 88 had a little bit of a scrimmage there coming off of turn number 2, or turn number 4, excuse me.
Sorry about that.
You're good. Yeah, Dev had a chance at him too good, and I'll fill you in real quick. He got up to him, and right when he got up to him, Sniper started picking up the pace, and tell me how aggravating that is as a driver. You're right there, you're running the guy down, and as soon as he drives away from you.
Oh yeah, that has to be irritating there, especially when you finally get a groove and get a good momentum going and it stalls right when you get this one bumper.
Yeah, these race cars, the 2020s are just as hard in air, if not worse, whenever you get behind a wake of a car. It's really hard to get to the rear bumper of the car in front of you, and it's really hard to drive behind them. So you try to make an alternative route, and normally it don't work out. As we got the Diet Mountain Dew number 9 Chevrolet out front right now. With Schlinken, like we said from the beginning of the race, he has pretty much dominated this event from the drop of the green, with Sniper being his trail car. It looks like if you're going to win this race, you're going to have to go between the 1 or the 9. As it looks like Def is starting to fall off the pace a little bit, as it looks like the 24 4x4 and the 88 of Roadhogger get to his inside quarter. Side by side, head down the straightaway for a split second, fall back in line. They enter off into turn number 3.
Yeah, it turned into a little 3-car battle there for third. Roadhogger's into the mix as well now.
Yeah, they look like they were 3 wide for a split second. Thought better of it, as it looks like we got a couple of takers to pit road. Dep before Dishonor and 4x4, and it looks like the 9 of Schlinken is on pit road. Your leaders are coming.
Yes, and that should bring the whole rest of the field down within the next 2 laps for sure.
Yep, the number 9 seems pretty happy out front, so I doubt there's going to be many changes to that car. Probably 4 Goodyear Eagles tires and some Sunoco Racing fuel to get him to the end of stage number 2.
Yeah, and they didn't take there. They stayed out another lap here, and that's just going to cost them. After about 2 laps, like I said, that difference starts catching up quicker than people think.
Yes and no, depending on how many laps you stay out there. If you stay, like, maybe...
Road just came down pit.
I lost my mic for a second, sorry. Yep, road's down, pit road down. 4x4 is right with him. As it looks like Schlinken went by him to get his lap back.
I think 4x4, I think that's his second time coming down pit road.
Who knows? He might have had an issue on pit road and didn't get everything like he needed. You know, these races are won and lost off of pit road, so. That's 24's in with, it looks like he's the only car on pit road right at this moment. Other than the one of Sniper, excuse me.
Yes, and the 9 has finally, or about to, retake the lead here from Sniper.
Yep, and Roadhogger and 4x4 exit pit road now, as Dep before Dishonor passes them both on the outside.
Death chose the easy pit, or early pit, over the 88 this time around here in stage 2. Let's see if it tends to help them here. It was a little closer together, so there's not going to be much of a tire difference here. So let's see if that 88 car can track down the 77.
I think this will work out in Road's favor. He's close enough now, unless Def made some serious adjustments to that race car under that pit stop. under that last run, he fired off real good in the beginning, and the longer they went, the closer that 77 was getting to that 88. So this might play in the hands of the 88.
Yes, as a slow pit stop for Sniper, with him staying out on the track and being the last one down, cost him a little bit as the 77 is closing in on his bumper.
Yep, and this was, like I said, the same song, different verse here. Before you left for a few moments, this was basically the same story, because Def ran Sniper all the way down, like I said, and got to his bumper, but as soon as Def got there, it was like somebody turned the light switch off. Could also be Sniper saving a little something. He's been known to do that on these tracks where you have a big lead, and if you got a big lead, why push it? I mean, there's no point in sitting there if you got a comfortable margin over your next competitor sitting there pounding your car in the ground for nothing. So why not save a little tires, save a little bit of gas, and also take a little bit of an ease on yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Can take a little break real quick as we close in into stage 2.
Yeah, I need one too myself. We'll be right back with the action here in just a second before the end of stage 2. Stay with us. We are back with you here on the broadcast side, and we had a few takers on pit road again, and they don't understand the strategy behind this unless they didn't have enough to make it to the end of the stage. The 88, the 1, and the 9 all came back down pit road again. For some reason, I'm not sure on what the pit window is, but something tells me they didn't think they could make it.
Yeah, either that or they could be short pitting to try to gain track position for the next stage to make sure that they're starting up front. Either way, that's kind of shuffled up the field, hasn't it? Is the 77 the leader now?
I believe so, because I don't remember if I've seen him coming in or not, so, and I don't see anybody else around him. Yes, he would be the leader because Sniper, or it looks like 4x4 is dead behind him, so. Or not 4x4, Skink, excuse me. Unless something went on with the 9. I'm trying to figure it out. Yeah, the 1 came out next. That would be it. Because it's Def. And then the 1. Yeah, Deft in the one. I can't tell who's third. As you have 4x4 coming in on pit road again as well.
Yeah, we must have to do 2 pits here before the end of this stage 2. So they wouldn't just pit out of for no reason, you know.
Yeah. As the 22's coming off of pit road, looks like. And also, I'm trying to see who else is coming off. That's 4x4 as well. Them two making their final stop at stage number 2, it look like.
Well, I think Collins has retained the lead now. He's has not pitted yet. He's got a few cars that just unlocked themselves.
If that is the case, that is not looking good for the number 88. If he gets him a stage win, that's not going to be pretty for him, depending on where the 88 lines up. So. But I could have swore I seen the 23 come in with them, but I'm not too terribly sure. As Death, before Designer makes his final pit stop of the evening, he has come down pit road, so we could see it cycle out here in just a minute, and you might have Schlink back out front.
Yes, indeed. As we got the camera view I've got now is pretty nice. It looks a lot like a NASCAR video. That's why I don't want to move it yet. It's just so mesmerizing to watch these cars go by. Sorry about that, everybody. But anyways, Schlink, it looks like finally got around the 23 car. And it looks like the 23 car, from the view that I'm at now, might be headed towards pit road.
Yeah, I'm sitting here in the turn number 4 location over here off of Hellcat's point of view, since he's retired from the race, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think that's my same view. It's a nice view, ain't it?
Yep. And it's actually looking pretty nice. Got these race cars getting up, and you can see how they're coming off the corner, how they're entering. As you got Jinx and Death right there side by side. And you got 4x4 coming. And then there's Sniper right there. It sure don't take them long around a mile track, does it?
No, it does not. And either Schlink's about to lap the entire field, or Sniper has jumped him in this pit cycle here. Very confusing right now how they're all spread out, who the leader is.
Yeah.
4x4 that just went by on the screen, and then Sniper, and then here comes 9, which we thought was the race leader, and Collins is now off track. So I believe how is fell right now is I believe it is 4x4 followed by a Sniper and Schlink in third. If I'm correct. Now, someone could have sped on pit road, but they both could have sped on pit road and be behind Schlink. But you also got Roadhogger. He's not far behind this whole ordeal. Maybe Schlink got a speeding penalty.
Who knows? The 88 could be in prime position in that Babylon Chevy. Only he hopes, and if that's the case, his heart's beating out of his chest for him right about now. And it kind of does look like he does have the race lead compared to the rest of the field. He's entering turn 1, or 3 and 4, excuse me, coming out of 4. And then it looks like you got Schlink there behind him. So, who knows? As we got a shot of start-finish line again off of our great friend Chevy Noah. I don't know what happened to him. Something was amiss with him. He has dropped out of the race. Number 9 is rolling. And the 88's right behind him. I think Schlink might have the lead here. I'm not too terribly sure. their pit cycles has really confused everybody here, especially in the booth.
Yeah, I then gave up on it. I'm gonna wait for this stage 2 to cycle out, and then we'll see who the leaders are in stage 3 and try to pay better attention.
Yeah, we definitely are going to try our best to keep it up with y'all. We ain't got the luxury of having a leaderboard, so if you guys over there at Night Racing are listening to us by chance, we want to call these races, we would really appreciate a running board.
Yes, indeed, that would be very nice.
Yeah, if you ain't on the view of Chevy Noah, this is actually a pretty cool view, man. I got it on the outside of the dog leg at the start-finish line, and you can see the start-finish line all day long as they're coming through the dog leg.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a nice view too. Perfect for restarts.
Oh, yeah. As they're coming through here. And you can really see the guys that don't. And what's crazy is if you really watch Schlinken, he hasn't really put his car down there. The rest of them, as they come through that corner, you can see.
Sniper as well.
Yeah. So that kind of tells you how fast their race car really is. Those guys feel like. And I've done this too. Whenever you go down low going into turn 4, it kind of gives you an kind of an arc towards the center of the corner. And if the car doesn't turn, then it kind of screws you. But as long as you can get the arc where you swing back out towards the wall before you enter the corner, normally it gives you a pretty good run through the center of 3 or 1 and 2.
As you see there, Slink don't even go below the yellow line. Neither does Road.
Nope. Yeah, you
got Road has closed the gap here on Slink.
Yeah, if Schlenk is the race leader, that would put Roadhogger in second in prime position. And if that's the case, we got him in second and looking to see where Collins is. Collins is back there behind Sniper, so once again, 1 spot difference between the two. Is funny how that works out again.
Yeah, it's hard to tell who the leader is right now.
I'm pretty certain it's the number 9. I really have a strong feeling that's who it is. I think Road's second, and third, I believe, is the 77. And fourth is Jinx, if I'm seeing this right. And then you got 4x4, Sniper, and Collins.
Or it could very, very well be Sniper, Collins.
Oh,
nope.
Yep. Schlenken was the race leader. Road has blown a tire coming across the line. Will he be able to get back across the line to finish the end of the stage?
Yes, he does. I think he does. I think he finishes third.
Wow, what a turn of events right there for Roadhogger coming across the line. Blowed a tire directly coming into the turn number 3. One of the worst areas. Hopefully it didn't hurt that race car too bad.
What view we have here for this final restart coming at you?
Yeah, this is...
Speaking of which,
this is going to be awesome.
did not dominate that stage 2. Roadhogger was only about 1.5 seconds back, and Death was about 3 seconds back. I think Sniper had a speed penalty there and put him back further back in the field.
Well, you know how it works out, man. A lot of times you can be on the wrong side of it or you can be on the right side of it. And you know how that works out. Man, pits and tires and everything else. It looked like Road literally was putting it on the edge of that pit stop there, and he always paid a price for it.
That's back-to-back third-place finishes for Road, is it not? That's what you want to see if you're trying to close the points gap on a guy that's not here right now. 27 back is what it was here. He has 14 points closed on that, so a solid finish here in the top 3 could very well have him in the situation of jumping Hellcat for the points.
Yeah, but all that track position that he had there when he came across the line sideways from that blown rear tire, it's kind of had to fix that damage in the pits, and it's kind of got him mired back here further in the back of the pack. Unfortunate circumstances kind of put you in some bad spots here as a race car driver. But I think he played it right, you know. I mean, would you have come in knowing that your tire's about to blow out on the last lap? I mean, that's what the playoffs is all about, is taking chances, right?
Yep.
You ain't gonna win this race doing the same thing as everybody else. I can't get those views again off of those cars. I've tried. Here it is. Never mind. Finally got it to work out here. As I hear them leaving me here, going off into turn number 3. Or 1 and 2, excuse me. See what happens here very shortly. Schlinken has got the race lead, followed by Death. Sniper's third. Collins is fourth.
Looks like Roadhogger was last now. Not what you want to see starting off this final stage here as the laps are winding down for the championship 4 to be set.
Yeah, but you don't know what he's got planned back there. He might be saving his tires, man, because, like I said, that last deal where he had significant tire wear and blow one out, you know as well as I do, if you can save some tire early on and then go at it at the end, you can kind of make it a little bit further, because a lot of times you're going to need tire. Oh, as Def got in the wall off of turn number 2, Sniper jumped to the outside, had to make some evasive moves to be able to not run into the back of him.
Stacked hold up now.
That might not be good for Deb, because once you get some damage here at Phoenix, I mean, it's still a pretty fast, mild track, so you're still carrying speeds well over 175 to 180 mile an hour. So aerodynamics still play a big role, and if you hurt those front end aerodynamics around here to help you turn, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Just go ahead and get another good view of the start finish line again and wait for them to come back around as they are coming down the back straightaway now, heading off into turn number 1 and 2. Yeah, Road has kind of something's amiss with that number 88 car. I kind of wonder what is wrong with him, because earlier on he was starting to be able to give Schlinken a run for his money, and now he's kind of miles back in traffic. Does traffic really mean that much to a driver, where you have a car that's that fast and then if you put it out front it'll take off like that? Does it matter that much to you?
It can at certain tracks, and very well this could be a track where clean air is very beneficial for your car.
Yeah, as he's sitting there back there battling the guy that he's trying to beat for the playoffs. Being right on top of him is not going to get the job done. You're going to have to separate yourself by a lot. And it's looking like possibly he might have to win the race in order to get into the playoffs for the Final Four here.
Yes, as he has a 13-point gap. And there's how many cars? 10? 10 cars?
Yeah, and it's looking like now that as we're getting through to the final stage that we're going to have to really see him get out front of this number 9 car. So it's no longer going to be about beating the 23, it's going to be about beating your race leader. And if you don't get that job done, you might as well not even worry about it. It's time for the Hail Mary, Too Good.
Yes, indeed, as I'm calculating points now. Hellcat will get 12 points. Roadhogger has gotten 14 points, so he's only closed the gap by 2.
That's a must win there, buddy.
Yes, that is a must win there.
As number 9 is walking away from it. It looks like Def and the one of Sniper have finally decided to find each other once again.
Yes, and the 9 hadn't pulled off as far as I thought they would, especially after the 1 and the 77 made contact with the wall earlier, about 5 laps ago.
Yeah, I wonder if Schlink is shaving anything, man, because earlier he jumped out to a big lead that I think he used his stuff up early, and he didn't like that, so I think he's pacing himself this time. Because you ain't getting no more guaranteed yellows. The only time that you're getting a caution now is if somebody crashes into the outside safer barrier. And with as few cars that's on the racetrack, that's not likely to happen.
Oh yeah, you can get a crash, a single car indeed, but I think with spread out as everyone is right now, we will not get a caution.
Yeah, this is going to be more about the strategy, and this is going to be where the first gauntlet's going to be laid. I mean, who's going to be the first one down pit road to grab them some tires and try to put their chest piece out front first?
Well, we can give a little news to give a sigh of relief to Sniper and Death if they're watching along. I doubt they are, but for any fans, Sniper or Death fans out there, they have locked in on points. Even if they wreck here, they could back out, they could lag out. No matter what, them 2 guys have locked themselves into the Final Four. And very much Jinx too. All Jinx has to do is finish this race and he is also locked in. The situation still is around Hellcat, as Road or Collins would have to win, but that's our only scenario here. So Hellcat, he's sitting there having to bite his nails right now as he's watching along to see if Road or Collins wins, and if not, then he's in the Final Four.
Right, you are, and this has been a pretty crazy season, and I just wanted to ask you about that as a league owner. You know, 6 seasons of doing this. You know, man, how many? I don't think any year has been more challenging than this one to you as a league owner, with as many curveballs has been thrown at us this year. Just tell me about how you've had to organize this and try to keep it, you know, the ship in the right direction.
Oh yeah, this is by far has been our biggest season yet as far as drivers. We had anywhere from 18 to 25 guys weekly in the regular season. Now, playoffs, everyone kind of left the playoff drivers to race it out, which is kind of respectful in a way, but I'd like all 20 guys that was racing, 25 guys to race the whole entire season, because when it comes down to playoffs, that's when the points really matter. And some guys that don't make the playoffs are good at certain tracks and can throw a curveball. Like we saw last week at Pocono, we saw a big field, and it was a big situation with the playoff drivers where a lot of them didn't have a good day. And at the end of the day, my goal next season is for that. I want everyone to run the whole entire season, even the playoffs. because like I said, playoffs is very important. We need the non-playoff drivers driving to make the playoff drivers work hard. And but as far as the racing, it was a blast. The dominant car of the year definitely did not even make it far, not as far as I thought. Not even the dominant two cars. That 11 and the two car, in my eyes, was locked in to the final four from the get-go. And we're here in the round of 8 and don't have either of them, and it's kind of surprising.
Yeah, you know, circumstances kind of dictate the outcome, but the thing about it is with those two race car drivers, we've seen them all season long, laying down the gauntlet, and they were landing blows on each other all year. And it was going to be about who landed the most. And I mean, it was pretty much either one of them's race. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, after we just got done cycling through pit stops a little bit, and looks like the 88 has, I don't think he has pitted just quite yet, or he might have just came off a pit road, matter of fact. But everybody has pitted here for right this minute, and it looks like the number 9 and the 24, looks like the 9 might be lapping 4x4, or unlapping himself. I think 4x4 is your race leader. I don't think he has come to pit road just yet.
Yeah, I got distracted there talking about this year's success. I feel like this year was a very successful season. I look forward to see what season 7 brings. I'm going to try to bring another 20-25 guys to the table. I'll be in the booth. I'm not sure if Duke will be here in the booth with me as well, calling the shots, but I'm going to step away from the driver's seat for a whole entire season and bring all the action to everybody.
Well, you heard it first from here. Tuga retiring for a season and going to come up here and try to join me. That will be actually really fun next season. I'm not planning on picking up this game again until we get the new one coming out, and then I might be stepping aside as far as the racing or the commentating role. But I just, it's too much frustration. You know, you work so hard on these race cars, and as everybody does, and you know it, but for a game to kind of take you out of something, out of your own will or out of your complete control, it's just frustrating as a driver, and it makes you not even really want to try to line up, because it's like you can do everything right and something completely take you out of your control, which is a lot like regular NASCAR, I'll admit, because I mean, even in the real world, you can blow a tire, blow an engine, I mean, and your day's done. So, I mean, I'm really going to try my best to wait until the new game comes out, which they said, I believe it should be out next year sometime, so we'll see how that works out.
Well, after tonight, we got the championship next week. That's going to be a very special race to see who's the Season 6 champion. There's only going to be one guy in it to try to be our first ever multi-champion, and that'll be Sniper. We'll see if he can come away with, like I said, being the first ever Killswitch driver to have 2 championships.
Somebody's going to have to do something about that.
Yeah, he's got a tough task ahead of him now. I mean, Death, Jinx, and Hellcat, they're no slouch. And I can't say Hellcat for sure yet, because this race is not over. It's far from over. But
well, the one better be glad that the 9, or the 9 better be glad that he's not in the playoffs either way. I meant to say the 1, because the 9 has been fast all night and dragging him all night. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Sniper's fast and he's good everywhere, but it seems like whether it's dirt, asphalt, or even sports cars, there's always that one person that's kind of the thorn in his side, and if they weren't there, then he would walk away with it. So there's always a thorn somewhere for him.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like I said, next week we go to the championship race. After that, y'all will be hearing from us again in about mid-September. As well, me and Duke will have a few test runs, and we'll kick off a few exhibition tryouts for all the new guys, and then we'll have a draft night, and then after Dega weekend, when all the Killswitch boys are together and have a good party and good time, that following weekend, we'll kick off the season opener and let loose for one final time on Heat 5 until the new game comes out.
Yeah, I'm going to be enjoying the time off very much so. And I'm going to, that C7 I'm going to get to drive coming up this summer. So I'm going to be putting a lot of focus into that, and we'll see what happens whenever the season comes back around in Daytona for the opening of season number 7. Can you believe that part of it? 7 seasons of Killswitch Racing. And I know I've only been around for 2 seasons, but both for the one season I was driving in, the other I've commentated for and seen it from the outside and on this side of it. And this has always been a fun league. It's always been family oriented, and we might argue and cuss one another out on Sunday or race day, but when it comes down to the end, we all got each other's back, and we all love racing against one another.
Oh yeah, for sure, and that's what we try to build this Killswitch name on. And it's been that way from the start. We started off rough season 1, but I'd say outside of season 1, season 2 on has been very, very well put together and very well scripted, and look forward to seeing what season 7 brings and beyond that. I look forward to the new game, what it brings. I look forward to what the Dirt Series and the GT7 Series brings, and heck, you never know, a new game may come out, or we may all get on another game and have another series come about. It's just awesome to watch Killswitch go from just 1 game to 3 in the course of 6 months. That's pretty cool to see too.
Yeah, and you know, we try to make sure our race fans are fueled by a lot of different variety. So if you like stock cars, if you like dirt, or even if you like IMSA and some good old sports cars, we pretty much have you covered. And hopefully we can get some more.
If I can get enough Monster Jam junkies, we'll have a Monster Truck series when the new game comes out.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun, man. Those guys on that circuit are freaking crazy, and they have been, as we got the race leader coming in, we have had some crazy stuff going on with these monster trucks. Like, they're now being able to catwalk it off the nose, and Tyler Megna, that dude is really putting out a cheat code for these new Monster Jam drivers. That kid can flat out drive Gravedigger, and Ryan Aronson, you know him, he's laying down the gauntlet. So, got a lot of cool stuff that's coming out of those monster trucks now.
Oh yeah, for sure. And while these guys are doing green flag pit stops here, I'm gonna take a break real quick. Give me something to drink and everything, and mainly so I can pay attention to see where we're at, so I don't get confused again.
Alright guys, we'll be right back with you here in just a moment. We're going to take a quick break before this final pit stop, and we'll be back with you for the conclusion of the race here at Phoenix.
I'm back.
10-4. And it looks like we are shaping up for the final laps of this race here very shortly. Looks like it's funny how things align pretty well in this sport, and you got the two guys that were battling for that last spot. They're still at each other's throat, but that's not going to get the job done for the number 88, because like we said before, and we'll say it again, he's too far back in points. He's going to have to win the race, so what are we going to do here?
Yeah, I'm not sure here, and it looks like the 77 car is lagged out of this race as well. There's another car down off the track, so we most definitely are not going to get a caution to rewrite this field.
Well, I'm pretty sure he is glad that he heard those words out of your mouth earlier about him being locked in, because with that happening, he would have been upset if he was not locked in. He would be in a lot of trouble right now.
Oh yeah, for sure, and yeah, he's locked in, and deep sigh of relief there. He may be panicking a little bit on the lag out and not paying attention to the stream yet, but he'll see soon enough that he is safe and locked into the Final Four.
Well, right you are, and it's been quite fun watching it from this side of it versus being back behind the wheel. You know, watching these guys every week, and the weeks I can get here, it's been pretty fun to see everybody, how far they come through the season and how close they're coming, and it's been fun to watch the dogfight for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure, and it was a very impressive season. Again, I want to touch on, we had at least 5 caution-free races, and to have that amount of guys come together that quickly and put on a show like that, caution-free, is pretty impressive.
Yeah, it also tells you the level of talent that you have involved in NASCAR Heat 5 as far as the community here on the PS4 networks. You know, they don't give us a lot of credit for being sim racers, as the 24 4x4 looked like you got in a wall there, going through there. But they don't give us enough credit for what we do and how we race, and they think we're just a bunch of video gamers and that we don't know nothing. But you got to be pretty skilled and pretty smart to be able to sit here and win some of these races here. But as we're closing on, I want to say we are near 20 to 25 to go. Wish we could get a lap count. Oh, Jinx and 9 of Schlink got into it a little bit there. I don't know if that was a part of lag or what, but it looked like the 22 got into the 9. Or the 9 got into 22, he did, and they smack again down the front straightaway. Side by side off into turn number 2, coming out of 3, or 4, excuse me.
And all that did there is bring Sniper back into the mix, as he's about a second and a half back on Schlink now.
Yeah, it's getting to that point for some of these drivers that are trying to fight, and you know as well as I do too, good. Whenever you're working your butt off all night and that guy just comes up there and tries to pass you, it kind of ticks you off a little bit. It's like, I'm doing all I can, and I still don't have what it takes at the moment, but that's very frustrating as a race car driver. And he didn't really probably take too kind. I don't know what happened before there, so I can't really say without a replay. Don't know if the 9 went up there and gave him a little love tap before that started or what. So that traffic is definitely a thing here at Phoenix. Oh, man, that was not pretty. Sniper and the 22 of Jinx got into it. Sniper's car bounced off the outside safer barrier and ping-ponged basically in between his and the outside wall. Now 22's not allowing nobody to get by, man. He's saying you're not passing me today. Oh, as he put Sniper in the inside wall that time. Well, pretty sure we're going to hear something like quite a bit after the race on this one. Sniper turning and hits the 22 into the outside wall. This is not going to be pretty between these two drivers coming out of this race. Tempers are flaring here at Phoenix. I think that was the end of. I'm almost wondering. No, that wasn't the end. Okay. Yes, it was. I think Schlinken is your race winner, unless there was a caution out.
I believe that's the end there.
Yeah, that last stant of that race was getting pretty interesting between the 22 and the number 1 and the 9. Coming down to the end there, it looked like the 1 was trying to pass the 22, and 22 didn't want to be passed. And so he ran the 1 in the wall, and looked like the 1 tried to finish him off there off into turn 3, or turn 2, excuse me.
That was a very impressive outing there, and well, there you have it. We got our final 4 locked into the playoffs. We got Sniper, Death, Jinx, and Hellcat. Hellcat, you don't have to bite your nails no more, brother. You have made it to the final 4 with that lag out or whatever happened to you there. You have made it to the championship race next week in Texas. Congratulations to the 4 championship drivers. And also congrats to the other 4 to make the round of 8 in a very stacked competitive field. Shout out to everyone involved, and I hope everyone shows up again next week for the big event, the championship here at Texas.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and step aside here for tonight and everything. This was absolutely fun, and I had an absolute blast. It's fun to watch the racing all around, so hopefully a good win for Schlinken, back-to-back wins for him and the number 9. We're going to have to see if Sniper is going to be able to do anything with him when it comes to a championship race, because if Schlink's that fast in the last race, it may be about who finishes second.
Well, you know, whoever the top finisher is out of them 4, and I think that's all Sniper has on his mind, is try to outdo the other 3 guys, which is very, very possible with Sniper. Death, you know, he's got a hot rod as well. But you can never sleep on Jinx or Hellcat. You know, time and time again, I thought they'd be out of the playoffs, and here we are, all the way at the end. Them 2 has made it to the final 4 of the championship. And they finally put together one of their best races, and Hellcat is coming off 2 weeks ago, finished the second. So we can see if who knows, if he gets the second, he may be able to, you know, put it in there and get him a championship. But I can't wait to see what we have in store for next week. Duke, you got anything else?
Yeah, if there was anything to give any driver in the Final 4 any incentive, it was that race right there. I think with Jinx being in the Final 4 and the number 1 being in the Final 4, after that little bit of a disagreement that happened a while ago, I think we're going to see a heck of a battle at Texas next week. Those guys, they've done let them know that they ain't scared to throw blows at each other. So this race is going to be exciting for sure. I think that's all. That'll do it for us tonight. Thank you for everybody that joined us tonight here at Phoenix, and we will see you all at Texas next week. That's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Time here on the Killswitch channel. And also follow us again, like I said, on Facebook at Killswitch Racing Series. Check us out on there, and we will see y'all all at Texas. Get your cowboy hats, y'all.